and welcome to yet another episode of Promising Talent of Goa. This is where we feature those sparkling gems who display exceptional talent and are all set to venture into the big time music world. Allow me to introduce you to yet another exceptional talent hailing from Bastora. She's not just a musician, but also a gifted singer, songwriter, and a stunning model too. Her melodious voice possesses the extraordinary ability to send shivers down your spine, weaving beautiful melodies and lyrics that resonate deep within the soul. With every note she plays and every word she writes, her passion for music radiates, casting a spell on all those who listen. Her unwavering dedication and boundless creativity serves as an endless source of inspiration. Join us in extending a warm welcome to Charlaine Heredia as she graces the CCR TV studios. Welcome Charlaine to CCR TV studios. It's a pleasure to have you here today.
Pleasure to be here, thank you.
Charlaine, how did you start with your music career?
I started by taking inspiration from my great-grandfather. So he played the cello for the Delhi orchestra. And after him, I took inspiration from my grandfather who played lead guitar and he was a singer as well.
Wow.
And in my mother's side, my grandmother, so she's a singer as well.
And are you a self-taught musician?
No, I have completed my 6th grade of London Trinity College in music.
And
in
what drew
guitar.
you like towards music? Like how did you want to start learning music? What inspired you?
My mother gave me an option of learning either piano, violin, or the guitar. So I always found myself more inclined towards the guitar. And I wanted to start playing when I was 8. However, my fingers were too small to start playing. So I started when I was about 10.
Is it the melody or the lyrics that come for you first when you start writing your songs?
For me personally, I'm more inclined to the melody. I feel that's the soul to any song, even before you write the lyrics.
Yeah. And do you have like a favorite music genre?
My favorite music genre is rock, R&B, soul, pop, etc.
Do you see yourself switching music for giving the music that you make, like the genre of the music?
For me, I would always love to experiment with different genres. Every musician loves a challenge. So I don't see myself, why not?
And what about writing Konkani songs?
I don't know actually how to speak Konkani fluently, but if I do get the hang of it, I don't see why not.
Maybe one day playing for some Goan band?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. And tell us something about your first song.
So I wrote my first song when I was 15 years old, and it's called Multicolored Bead. So that song depicts about how children are so engrossed in like fitting in, and for me, I never felt like I fit in. So the meaning behind multicolored bead is all the beads are white in the world, and I'm like this multicolored bead, like I'm different, like, and I'm unique, and it's not always important for everyone to fit in. So I think that was the message I was trying to tell other kids as well.
Yes, and what inspired you writing that song? Like, what made you feel that, this is something that makes me feel like I should write this song? Like, what is that something for you?
For me, in school, I never really fit in as a child. So I think that was the reason I started writing that song, because I felt different. Like, I felt like I didn't belong, and everyone wants to belong. So
yes, right.
Once I wrote that song, I felt so much more confident, and so much more confident to do my own thing.
And have you written more besides that?
Yes, I have. I've written 5 other songs, being Destiny, Butterfly Effect,
Wow.
Love on Lust, Don't Break Her Heart, etc.
So how long does it take you to write a song? Like usually, how long does it take you?
To write a good song, I would say maybe 2 days, like to touch it up, and also I think it takes me 48 hours to write a song.
Ooh, okay. And is there any artist that you are really inspired by or that you admire?
Yes, I love the bands like Nirvana, Queen, etc. Especially after Kurt Cobain's death, I think Dave Grohl and his inspiration towards starting his own band like Foo Fighters really kept me going.
Do you see yourself starting your own band one day?
For me now, I'm a solo
Yeah.
artist. So if I had an opportunity, I would want to start an all-girls band.
Wow.
That's what I really want.
Yes. And what is it like for you performing live? What's your experience? How do you see yourself in the crowd?
Initially, at first, I was nervous, as any
Yeah.
musician. I had stage fright, but as I kept performing again and again, I fell more in love with the crowd and the audience, and the feeling of just singing my song. That made really me love being on stage.
Do you have any, something like a ritual that you do before a show if you're nervous, like to calm yourself?
I just do my vocal exercises, which my teacher, Mr. Calvin,
Oh.
so he gave me. So I just do that before any show.
And what's the funniest thing that ever happened to you during a show or something?
Oh, the funniest thing was I remember it was eighth grade. So this was a talent round in my
Okay.
school in Dubai, and before performing on stage, I didn't know the mic was on, and I was like, "Oh shit, can everyone hear me?" And it was very embarrassing because there was a huge audience. and,
Yeah.
I messed up before I could even start. So.
What's something that music has taught you that might have changed your perspective? What is it like?
For me, music, as a child, I like different genres of music, right? So I am always more inclined to older music, so
Yes.
I feel like that really speaks about one's personality. And yeah.
If you had a chance to go back and tell your 5-year-old self anything that you would want to tell, what would that be?
Um,
Advice to your younger self.
Advice, don't listen to what the others are saying, just
Yeah,
keep going.
right.
Like, as a child, even if my mother's womb, like I was always like dancing or kicking in her stomach whenever my father played loud
Yeah.
music. So I think they always knew that I had an inclination for anything that made noise. Forget music. So I used to
Okay.
I used to like dancing as a child. I used to go for dance classes, and I think I was more inclined to learning music after that.
That's nice. And besides music, do you have any other interests or hobbies? Like you mentioned about modeling. So tell us something about modeling. How did you get into modeling?
The first time I started modeling was 17, but it was on Instagram mostly, and I wanted to get casted by an agency. So I sent many applications, but unfortunately I got rejected because I was only 16,
Yes.
17 at the time. So I had to wait. And this year I enrolled for Stella Miss Goa. So this is my first time actually in the modeling field. And yeah, I also walked a show for Monty Sally
Wow.
2 weeks ago. So
Oh.
yeah, it was an exhilarating experience.
Do you see yourself focusing solely on music, or do you feel that you have like another career path that you would like to choose, or is it just music for now?
For now, it's because I'm still in college, right? So I'm doing a part-time for modeling, and I do some music gigs as well. And yeah,
Okay, and if you could record a song or just collaborate with any artist, who would you pick and why?
if I could record a song, that'd be a tough question because there are so many talented musicians out
Right.
there. But for me personally, I would obviously want Kurt Cobain because he's my favorite, but he passed away. So,
Oops. Yeah.
but if he was alive, it would be him.
And okay, so there's one question I'd like to ask you. If you were suppose given a thing of hosting a music festival, who would be the artist that you would call or invite?
If I was given that choice, I'd invite a lot of people first.
Yeah.
Most would be my family and friends. But for the bands, I would want other bands also. Like the pleasure to play with them, like other than Nirvana and Queen, like Metallica and all. So yeah.
And when are you planning to release your first song?
I was actually talking to Alfie So about that. So I wanted to record it here in the studio.
Okay.
So maybe you'd see me sometime soon doing that here.
Sure. And also, if you had a chance of collaborating with any Goan musician, who would you pick?
For me, I would choose Jenny from Black and White, as I've known her from a young age, and she's my family friend as well. So, yeah.
Okay. And would you mind gracing us with a few lines of your first song?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Okay.
Nobody's like me. They all think differently. Different personality. Not my cup of tea. When they say fire, I see rain. I try to rewire. I try to explain. I see the light, and I'm not blind. I'm a multicolored. I try to fight with all my might. Who should I be? I'm just being me. Why can't you see? I'm extraordinary. I'm a multicolored bee. I'm a multicolored bee. Thank you.
Wow, Charlaine, that was really amazing, and we hope to hear more from you someday, more songs. And also one thing, do you feel that if you had a chance to go back and change some part of the song or like a lyric, would you?
No, because this is my first song, so I wouldn't want to change anything about it. I think the way I wrote it, like itself, is very unique for me.
Yes. And I'd like to know more about your hobbies. Tell us something more about yourself.
Other than modeling and music, I'm also a high jumper, so I love athletics. So
Wow.
I practice in pede.
Okay.
So yeah.
And how do you manage your time with all this going on in your life? With
So-
music and
So,
modeling?
so it is usually a hustle bustle. So I keep like I have the schedule of 4 hours for my personal work. So that's 1 hour of vocal exercises
Yeah.
and singing, and then 1 hour for practicing my pageant walk, my pageant questions for modeling.
Yes.
And then 1 hour of like just working out for your body, and then the
Right.
other 1 hour is for your mind. So that goes into reading and like meditation and all. So if I do that, that's like my daily mantra. And then one day it's a shoot, or one day it's my practice is always every evening. So I somehow managed to balance it.
Okay, it's really nice though. And also, what would your message be to the young musicians and singers and songwriters out there? What would you like to give a message to them?
I would say that just keep being you, and really write a song that makes you happy. I feel like so many musicians really care about, is this going to make me money? Is this going to sell? Is this what people are going to like? You have to take that into consideration as well.
Right.
But I think the audience would really like to see a musician as themselves. Like, if all musicians are same, then how do you really stand out?
Yes.
So something like that.
It was really nice to have you here today and get to know more about you. All the best for your future
Thank you so
endeavors.
much.
Ani soglang tumka dev bore koru ani moga so.